The beginning of this show, though. Wow. The Boys. So The Boys is a series on Amazon Prime Video. I was inundated with requests to review this thing. The only thing I saw was the poster. I was like, let me guess the plot from that poster. Group of guys all come back to their hometown. They find out criminals have taken over their hometown. They gotta fight the crime. No? All right, it's The Outsiders 2. What is it? Oh, it's about superheroes. I couldn't have called that from that. I very recently found out that The Boys is actually adapted from a comic series, and that poster is actually a callback to one of the covers. I didn't know that at the time, though. Yeah, superheroes. Kind of. Super people. Super shitheads. That's really what it is. And there are a few character stories, character plots that start getting drawn together. One of which is this one dude who really has an axe to grind against the Flash character who's not the Flash. So Karl Urban takes him under his wing because he has an axe to grind with the Seven as well. One girl who's a new member of the Seven, she's all idealistic, wants to do good. She's like, I want to be a superhero. I want to do good. So she's now a part of what's called the Seven, which is straight up the Justice League, but not the Justice League. But she finds out, hey, they're dicks. And I really dug this show. Like, there have been shows that have come around that take the superhero genre and bring it down to us, like bring it down to our level, make it feel like, oh, it's gritty and real. The Nolan Batman's Heroes, season 1 anyway. Daredevil on Netflix, like they all kind of did that. This takes it next level. Funny enough, at the very beginning, these people were talking and I was like, this world is where heroes, what's it called? Heroes Afterbirth or whatever. This is what it should have been. It would have been a more interesting story than what we got. And if for nothing else, The Boys, I feel like The Boys is a great peek behind the curtain for a lot of the entertainment industry. A lot of it is smokescreen, a lot of it's illusion, a lot of it's likes, retweets, public perception, marketability, sponsorship, just giving the people what they want, which is fake nonsense. Instagram models like, just woke up. No, you didn't. You have a crew doing your hair and makeup. They're owned by a company, which is a very real part of entertainment, and I enjoyed seeing that. I like the fact that this show addresses that, because that's why people flock to YouTube. It's like, oh, that shit's all fake. Let's go to real people. Then companies came into YouTube, and now they took over the space of YouTube, and now we're in the same boat we were with TV. It deals with all that. I really appreciated that, because that's a big part of our culture now. Superheroes and fake bullshit that we think is real. This takes both of those. It's like, hey, we'll make a show about it. Because at no point do you feel like these people are heroes. These Seven are definitely not heroes. They're entertainers. That's what they are. They're entertainers with superpowers. And when the cameras are off, it's like their real selves come out. They're shitheads. And you know what? If there was a Justice League, if there were a group of Avengers, they'd probably be shitheads too. Because human nature meets superpowers should never happen. Some are shitty out the gate. Some aren't completely shitty. It's complicated. I don't want to tell you who's a shithead and who's not. You will find out as you watch the show. It's part of the interest, part of the intrigue. It's like, are they all scumbags? Are they not? Where's the line drawn? But it totally throws a tomato in the face of the idea of like, oh, these superpowered people, these super people, they would be so good. And a big thing the show does is it's not really talking about superheroes. It's using superheroes to talk about human beings and to touch on the darkness and dangers of human nature if it's given too much power, which sometimes in life it is. And I'm not going to say this is the first superhero story to do that because, well, Watchmen does exist. And before Watchmen, who knows, something else might have. But I just always think of Watchmen. But social media wasn't around when Watchmen was made, so it takes that concept and brings it into our decade. Instead of doomsday clocks and Cold War, threat of nuclear war, it's social media and public perception. This show came out at the right time, just per everything. Because of everything. Because of us, because of society, because of entertainment, because of how we are and what we like. This is the perfect show to watch. I mean, it's gritty. Gritty's not even the word. It's very adult. The show is so good at tone and atmosphere. You know, like when Homelander's talking to somebody, you're like, I don't know, and I'm scared. And you should be scared. You know, if Superman was real, we'd be scared of him. The dude is literally a god who could just wreck the world if he wanted to. But in this one, you really feel like you're like, this guy could just kill everybody if he wanted to, and it freaks me out. And I like that. I like that in the face of the Justice League, I'm there scared out of my mind. That's just, that brought it to, that was next level real for me. And that's masterful execution. That is key to the entire show. And if the show didn't properly illustrate that, if the audience didn't feel it, it just would have fallen on its face. As it stands, no. Well executed. It's also funny too, but it's not like MCU funny. MCU is just like, you know, jokes. These are the really messed up comebacks that people have when they're arguing, bickering, their friends just hanging out. Like this one guy, he pulls an answer for something out of nowhere. His friend goes, yeah, how far up your ass did you have to pull that? And he goes, I don't know, how deep did your tongue go? Like, that's amazing. That's just good dialogue. You don't find that in the MCU. So when I say humor, it's not the same. Side note, if you guys ever want to read a comic book that actually does touch on moral ambiguity, like a little more complex in the DC universe. Try Identity Crisis. Thought it was great. So there you go. Come for the review, stay for the recommendation of a comic book, Identity Crisis. It's not like The Boys, but I thought it was a neat change and shift in tone for the Justice League. You might enjoy it. Point is, The Boys had a lot for me. It's all about people who were like, dude, this is like right up your alley. Guess what? Well, wow, it is. It's about superpowered people who completely parallel the Justice League, who were monetized by a corporation, who dominate entertainment and social media, and it's a bullshit smokescreen. I'm telling you, it's just telling the story of 2019. It's a great binge, 8 episodes long, and that landlord, man, what a way to go. It's my boy. Is it weird that Elizabeth Shue's in the show? And the thing I'm most excited about is I'm like, okay, so she totally is gonna be in Cobra Kai season 3. Right? I mean, that's cool. All right, so The Boys, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more. I know I just chuckled when I said comment below, let me know. I just had the vision of these kids like, I haven't said I have to wait for my parents to go to sleep. It's now my moral obligation to say, don't watch The Boys if you're a kid. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.